Hi everyone, my name is Chandra Mahendru. This is my channel, TheSunamoon, and I welcome you to it. I'm the author of the book In the Name of Love, which is based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. I'm a Bollywood screenplay writer, a vlogger, and a musician. And today what I'm going to discuss is the do's and don'ts of Vipassana meditation for serious students and old students. Also, if you are on the path of awareness, if you probably are not a Vipassana meditator, or you did try it once but then later on you started working on your own self, then also this video could be useful to you. All of the points that I've mentioned here are from my own personal observation, from my own personal understanding. So as we all know that Pasana in Pali language means to see, and Vipassana means to see things in the right way, in the correct way, the way they are, not how you want them to be, not the illusions and the delusions, but actually how they are, right? Having said this, I would also like to say that observation or awareness or attention is also a skill, and it can be developed with time, with practice. It's not something that's like woo-woo or like magic or something. Magic is a nice word. I love magic, magic of life. But it's not something which is like strange or something serious or something ritualistic and something to do only with religion. Observation is a very pure, natural gift that all human beings possess. When we are born, when we are young, when we are children, we are very, very aware. We live in the moment. We are very happy till a certain age. Once the society starts programming our minds and our parents, they start raising us in a certain way, and on a daily basis, we get some kind of programming deeply into our system. That's when the whole art of observation and awareness, it starts fading away, and we start becoming more and more and more and more miserable, and then the whole life people are miserable, and then they're constantly suffering. Many good traditions are there on this planet. I would like to say there are many good techniques that can bring you into the state of awareness with regular practice. And I'm not gonna be one of those people who is going to say that only Vipassana would do that. Not really. There are other traditions, many more traditions, and I would say I was very fortunate that I was initiated at the age of 11, and it was after my guru passed away and he left the physical world. It was a very, very simple relationship because probably he knew how to handle the new age kids. He never pressurized me to follow rituals, or he never pressurized me to do this or do that. He was one of the best microbiologists in Asia, and he had traveled the world. He was a very well-read person, and he was also a doctor in one of the biggest medical institutions of the country. So he was an actual scientist who had followed the path of faith. Now, I'm going to say, what is faith? A lot of people confuse faith because they get stuck into rituals. They get stuck into rituals because it makes them feel a little bit comfortable that if I'm going to do this on a daily basis, then my life will become nice, or it will become better. Or if I do this weekly, or if I do this every Thursdays or every Fridays or every Saturdays, my life is going to be like this or like that. So Vipassana meditation happened in my life after he passed away, and I felt completely off base, and I felt very lonely, and I wanted to connect with him. I saw him in my dreams. He gave me some instructions, and I followed those instructions also, because that was the level of my relationship with him, and I had been practicing awareness since a very early age. But suddenly I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening in my life. And I really needed a place to go and to hide and to not be disturbed, not be touched by anyone. And I needed to find my own truth. I needed to know the answers of who am I and why am I here and what's happening. Because as long as my guru was alive, I was studying, and I was still stuck in my other ambitions. Like I wanted to be an artist, and I was stuck in corporate lifestyle and corporate jobs. I still love the corporate world a lot because I learned so much from my corporate jobs. But I was also struggling to be a person who's more free and more relaxed and can do whatever she wants, basically. And I was confused because I was a closet artist. I was always a musician, always a writer, always a humanitarian, but I was so confused if I was doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So when I went for my first Vipassana course, I got like this, I was so grateful. And I could feel that, yeah, there is a place where I can go to, where I can hide to, where I can be myself, and I don't have to talk to anyone, and I don't have to answer to anyone. But slowly and gradually, the more I practiced, the more I started going within myself, I figured out that there are certain places that could be our comfort zone, but they could become dangers in the path of a Vipassana meditator, or if I don't use the label of Vipassana, on the path of anybody who is trying to become a more aware person. And this I figured out from the study of mind. So danger number 1 is intellectual entertainment. This is, I think, in my opinion, one of the biggest dangers, because anybody who's caught up in the scriptures, in the words, in the communication, in the documentaries they have seen, in the stuff they read every day, they have applications on the phone, every morning they wake up and they see like 10 items on the news and their mind gets completely, oh my God, baffled. You are definitely going to start looking at yourself from the intellectual or that like that bigger viewpoint, but not from the point where you really experience life and really experience things. Now, if I go and say that this person or that person is not good because someone else has told me so, will that stand true in my own experience? No. Maybe that person turns out to be an angel to me. How can I just trust the other person? So intellectual entertainment is absolutely great thing to do, but do it only if you have observed it as a meditator, as a person who practices awareness on a daily basis. These are the things you should do, but do it from a point of view when you've understood it. This shall too pass. You have to understand it from your personal experience, not because it is written somewhere, not because some intelligent person told you so, not because some saintly person told you so, or some successful person told you so. They are successful and they are saintly only because they have practiced it and they have seen it and they've figured it out, and that's how they know about it. Okay, point number 2, the danger number 2 is doing too many courses. I know people who have done 40 courses, 50 courses. And the biggest problem that has happened is they have built up a superiority complex. And I had to check it myself, because when I did my 5th course and I was in Dharamshala, after the course on the 10th day, all of the other students were walking in, especially the new ones, and they asked me how many courses you've done, and I said 5, this is my 5th one, and they were like, oh my God, wow, that's so amazing. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much. And I had to really check on myself that am I also feeling elated right now that I've done 5 courses, so I have to be like a genius here? No, because if I do that, it will completely take me into the opposite direction of Vipassana meditation, because Vipassana meditation or any other form of meditation or any other form of practice is trying to tell you only one thing, that don't be superior, don't be inferior. Don't get stuck in the good and don't get stuck in the bad, because good and bad, it's the same. It's the two sides of the same coin. Superiority, inferiority is the same thing. If you're not inferior in some departments, in some areas of your life, you'll never have the need to do something that will make you feel pumped up and puffed up and superior. Why do you need to do courses upon courses upon courses? Not because you want to practice, not because you want to go deeper into your mind, but because it's making you feel like an amazing person within the Vipassana community, within the, your family and your relatives. But they are people, human beings. You can't fool them for really long, If you don't reflect that type of happiness and that type of let go attitude and that type of attitude where you stay in the moment and you keep your transactions separate with everyone, then you haven't really done any practice. Then you can do hundreds of courses, but you will still say, I don't feel any sensations. I literally met someone just a week back, and she told me that she has done 4 to 5 courses, but she doesn't know what sensations is. She never got a sensation. And I said, in all 5 courses? And she said, yes. And I felt very bad for her also, because she seems to be like struggling, and she's a good person at heart, but struggling with all these mind related issues. So you see, you can do like number of courses, but if you don't understand the technique, because technique is not trying to tell you that if you get a free flow, great, or if you get total dissolution, great, or if you are having pleasant sensation, mostly great, or now if you're able to sit for a longer period of time, great. No, that's not what it is all about. It is about telling you, don't get attached with anything. So when they say rag, dvesh and asakti, which is craving, aversion and attachment, then this is what they're trying to tell you. Sit for 5 hours in deep meditation, and you're getting completely attached with that, and you've built up a complex, you've built up like a label around you, and it makes you feel like this, I'm sorry to say, you are absolutely going in the wrong direction. You need to turn around the steering wheel and you need to come back on the road, the actual road. Danger number 3 is making this whole process, this whole meditation a ritual. There are lots of people on the internet right now who have been sharing their experiences about Vipassana meditation, and I've seen some. There's one guy who did like a spoken word poetry. There's one person who did like a nice small documentary, and oh, by the way, Macklemore has also rapped on this song. There's a song called the Vipassana song by Macklemore. Do watch it. It's a very nice song. And all these people, they went for the course, they went deep into their mind, they understood the complexities of the mind, how the mind is, like trying to throw them off base all the time, how the mind is taking them into the past or the future or something good or something bad, how the mind is always showing you a movie. It can be a good movie and it can be a bad movie, but the mind will keep on showing you movies, So based on this, I would say then you're going to get caught up into the sensations, and you're going to be very happy when something nice happens to you, and you're going to be very sad when something bad happens to you, and you will not have any control over your mind. And also you're not going to be aware of when your mind brings you out from the present moment. This is what the whole technique is all about. You need to be very, very careful of where the mind is taking you, and you cannot get frustrated about it. You cannot get angry about it. It's a wild monkey, it's a wild elephant. I understand it sometimes get very difficult. Sometimes you can get frustrated. You're an old student, you're here for this. I understand what you've been going through, but take it easy. If your mind runs away and you're aware in that moment and you know that, okay, this is my mind playing a game with me, bring it back, but with a very relaxed and very calm attitude, without getting upset. So sitting every day 1 hour in the morning and the evening can only become productive if you are very aware throughout the day. Because it's not about just doing the courses, it's not just about sitting morning and evening, but it's about applying that particular technique, that particular method every time, all the time. Especially when you're angry with someone, especially when someone has hurt you. This is the time. Are you going to keep holding on to it, or are you going to let it go and separate yourself from that situation and come back into the present moment and do what you're doing? Or are you going to keep daydream and keep making fancy thoughts and keep, going into that zone, that rigmarole, and then come back and then, be completely lost after some time? You're like, oh my God, 3 hours have gone by and I don't even know what's happening to me. And when in actual life thing does not happen to your whims and fancies, you're completely like angry and upset, and you're cursing God and you're saying, why me? Why this? Why that? Blah, 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 blah. Fourth very important thing, which is like a conclusion of all these 3 points, which is number 1, danger, intellectual entertainment. Number 2, danger, too many courses without understanding the technique or getting too attached with it, feeling very superior. Number 3, making it a daily ritual but not applying in actual life. All of these 3 points can be concluded with one simple thing, that whenever problems come in your life, how do you behave? What is your reaction? What is your response? See yourself from an honest perspective. Read yourself. All of this can be checked whether you're doing it or not, by one simple thing, and that is honesty, truth. Seeing your own truth from your own perspective, you will find out, are you good with your family? Are you good with your friends? How is your relationship with your partner? How are you with the children? Are you doing anything for the community? Do you have any contribution to people around you? Do you have any value for other people in your life or in their life? Do you have it? These are the honest questions that you have to ask yourself. Are you a happy person really? And ask yourself, if you're not happy, if you're still miserable, if you're still suffering, then be honest, take responsibility and try to change it. Go deeper in yourself. Don't play intellectual games with yourself. Don't play mind games with yourself. Don't get stuck with the mind games that has been played on you. Understand that if things are not happening in a certain way and it's a pattern, it's a loop, it's a cycle, and you're stuck in it, then it's time to get up and take some real action. And that you can do when you're honest to yourself. Whatever I'm saying here is like said with utmost dedication that it should help someone. So honesty is the best policy. I'm going to repeat the same thing in this video. Be it an old student or be it a new student, if you're not honest to yourself, you're not going to progress. Not at all, never, ever. It's not going to happen. But if you are 100% honest to yourself, you're watching yourself, you know where you're going wrong, and you can catch hold of yourself that very minute when you're going here and there, then you are doing something. All right? So thank you so much for watching this video. And I'm really happy that you came here. If I have missed out on something and you want to add on to something, please write down on the comments below and share it with the whole world, because sharing is caring. And I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you that you are doing this. And in the modern world where you have so many distractions, you have the phones, you have the social media, you have relationship problems, you have like your career ambitions, and still you're going strong, and I really appreciate it, and I'm very happy that you're so courageous. So keep walking and enjoy your life, but also take care of yourself and be happy. Bye.